Ayodeji Ajishokwe. Today is joining me virtually this morning. Good morning, Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokwe.
Good morning to you, my dear comrade brother.
Okay, because we have very few time to spend on the program this morning, I will quickly run through the stories and the papers we have this morning on Vanguard. I have this one saying, actually, interestingly, the age limit being put on WAEC examination is also in the news again this morning on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, and it's saying that WASC NAS wades into age controversy. And there are quite a number of riders under that caption. It's a cake. Atiku says FG acting like a military regime. FG's declaration unacceptable, draconian. CSOs, that's the civil society organizations. It will lead to capital flight. Dawn. We will subject it to public hearing. Senate. And the last rider says, we haven't been briefed on the matter. Reps. All that can be found on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper this Thursday morning. Away from that story, NCC gives September 14 final deadline for NIN SIM linkage compliance. That story is found on page 13. Insecurity, bandits, kidnappers, others should be exterminated. Tinubu, that story is found on page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. Alleged terrorism financing. NLC president honors police invitation today. That story is found on page 8. Let me take one more story on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. Nigeria, Interpol arrests over 300 members of Black Axe criminal group. Away from the Vanguard newspaper, let me quickly run through the front page of the Punch newspaper. It says NLC plans mass procession as Ajaero honors police invitation today. Page 12. Atiku, Bode George disagree over 2027 presidential ambition. That story is found on page 29. Government plans evacuation camps as flood. 28 states. Rider, flooding affect 133 local governments, 526,703 persons. Tinubu promises aid. Let me take one more newspaper before we go into the analysis proper this morning. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, I have this one saying, FG, ASU meet to reconvene September 6. Rider, agree on modalities to address lecturers' demands. Away from that, NCC uncovers individuals possessing over 100,000 SIM cards. I wonder what they are using such SIM cards for. And right under that caption says, set September 14 as final deadline for NIN SIM linkage. Nigerians perplexed under Tinubu's government. Afeni Ferry. And there are riders under that caption too. Laments crippling hunger, runaway inflation, unremitting insecurity, false profligate waste of resources, raise alarm over harassment of media, reiterates call for implementation of Orasaye report. Okay, one more story from the Nigerian Tribune. NLC to storm police headquarters with Ajaero. Workers directed to proceed on indefinite strike if he is detained. That story is found on page 19. So, Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokwe, it's back to you again this morning. Now, I did tell you that on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning, we have this issue on the age limit as regards the writing of West African Examination Council WAEC in Nigeria
It is not going away.
It is not. It doesn't seem like an issue that will go away in a long time now, because now Atiku, we have reactions now from Atiku. He said it is a cake. Says FG acting like military regime, and FG's declaration unacceptable, draconian. Let's take a look at this comment coming from the civil society organization saying that the FG's declaration on that is unacceptable and draconian. Hello, comrade, are you there? Oh, okay, we'll try to reconnect with Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokwe. I think I lost him on that call. A still AM update from the Daily Zone Solutions 93.9 FM. Let me try to reconnect with Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokwe. I'll be right back in a jiffy. All right, comrade, are you there now?
Yes, very much so. Yes, talking about the issue of the age limit for admission into tertiary education. You see, we have to be honest with ourselves. You see, if there is a law in existence and it is not applied, it does not mean that that law is not in existence. It is implied, it is not a law per se, but it is implied, you understand, in our education policy, which used to say 6334, which is now 9, the consolidated 6 and 3. And by the time you put the 9, 3, 4 together, you're going to be getting something like 17 and a half, 17 and a half years of age, So it does not mean that because it is now being applied. But the question is, and I think you mentioned this yesterday, why must you wait? Why must you wait? Why don't you say if you are not 5 years or you are not 6 years, you cannot be admitted into primary school? You understand? Or if you are not 12, you cannot be admitted into what do you call it?
Secondary school,
junior
secondary school. Yeah.
You understand? Maybe you can say if you are 11 and a half, you are 6 months away, you can still be admitted. You understand? I mean, how can you put the ambush at the end of the road? You understand? That's like an ambush. So why don't you apply admission into primary or into secondary? And then, people know how to manage things along the way. And then the other aspect is, you don't say, we are going to start. They started saying they were going to start applying it with this JAM result. You understand?
Yes.
You don't do things like that. That is abrupt. That is not the way you apply. That is not the way you pounce on the people you govern.
Probably that was why Atiku was saying that FG acting like a military regime.
Yeah, you just don't pounce on people like that. It has to be. It's like an exit plan. You understand? Well, it must be done like an exit plan. People get ready. Very soon we're going to be doing this. So you understand? So there must be an exit plan. No exit plan. You just go like honestly, Atiku got it right. Like a jackboot. Like a jackboot. But what we don't know is the motive of Atiku, whether he wants to just score political points. But he got it.
Even the civil society organization said the declaration is unacceptable and draconian.
It is like a jackboot application. You don't understand. You don't do things like that. I mean, for God's sake, people have planned by the time their children are in JSA, you're already talking to your children. You already have an idea what they want to be. If some don't know what they want to be, you want to be managing them in the direction you have identified they should be going. You understand? And then you just come and like a jackboot and say, stop it. You don't do things like that. And then the man went to, and the forum he used. He went to JAM policy meeting. Minister of Education went to JAM policy meeting. I mean, for God's sake, that's not nice. And even at the meeting where he announced it, and he said, and the man asked, are we together? The entire number of people was at that policy meeting shouted the minister down.
They shouted him down. Yeah, I saw the clip too.
They shouted the minister down.
Which means it didn't go down well with even the stakeholders at the meeting there.
You understand? Yes, it is implied. It is not even law. Let's be realistic. It is not even law. It is not law. It is not law. There's no prescription that a child must come to second primary school at 6. It is not law. I doubt if it is law. It is assumed. You understand? So even if it is law, you are not applied it. I say, for so reason that we have noticed and we hereby enumerate, we think it is in the interest of our educational policy and system to do this and this. And our exit plan is so. You understand? Not like a jackboot thing. It does not work like that.
But
it does not work like that.
Even though some parents have said, okay, it's a welcome development, some are saying it is not, considering the type of system that we run in the country. Now, I want to read a particular comment on one of our social media handles. Now, the person is saying 18 years to write WAEC. It will write JAM and seek admission till 21, which means obviously if you write WAEC at 18, there's no possibility or assurance that you will be admitted. So he said the person might keep on writing JAM until he gets admission at 21. He will run 4 years course if it is a university and go for NYSC around 26 or 27. That is if there is no strike at all. After that, he will face the labor market where they will tell you applicants seeking for job must not be older than 25. So how workable is this policy now, looking at the Nigerian factor?
It simply tells us that those who govern us are not in sync with what is on ground, the reality check of the people out there.
You mean they are not in tune with the realities on ground? That we
They are not. That is a simple, straightforward projection. When I was admitted into university, my dear from my brother, there was a form, or there was a section in a form we filled in the faculty. Estimated or projected year of graduation.
Yes, I remember the form too.
You feel that in the faculty after matriculation. You feel that. I don't think they put such in forms anywhere anymore, except probably private universities. And then you have to sit for JAM. Look, I did A level.
The reality on ground is you only know when you gain admission. You don't know when you graduate, especially when you are attending public universities.
And you are talking about those who run 4-year programs. What about those who run pharmacy who do 5? What about those who do engineering courses?
What about medical students? What about medical students that run more than 5 years?
What about acting students? And then they will do youth service. They will do house job.
Housemanship and everything.
Upon 6 years, so you understand. So, I mean, what are we talking about here? Yes, they will come out. They say 24 is the maximum year for trainees, graduate trainees that they want.
It should not be more than 25 years. I have actually seen a lot of job adverts like that too, that applicants must not be more than age 25. Then, what are we saying?
Does that give you the impression that those who are in positions of authority and purport to lead us, do you think they are in sync with the Nigerian reality? Are they?
Now, with the Senate stepping into this matter, do you feel or do you believe that this policy will sail through the National
Assembly? I don't think it will sail. It is not going to sail. It is not going to sail. It is not going to sail because even if it sails in the Senate, it is not good. The House of Rep will step in.
Yeah, the reps are even saying something now. They said we have not been briefed on the matter. That's coming.
I don't know what they mean. They have not been briefed to, because
probably
look, there are committees for education. There is even tertiary education committee.
Definitely.
Apart from the general education, you understand? There's tertiary, there's technical, there's basic education committees. What have they been doing since this bust open? You understand? Have they contacted the minister? Have they met? Have they invited the minister? Have they invited JAM? There are committees. This is what I said yesterday, that we do not understand democracy in the sense that the parliament is the representatives of the people, especially the House of Reps. I love the House of Reps because of its vibrancy. You understand? That was a section. You can't just run things over the House of Reps. You cannot. So vibrancy. And sometimes even more than vibrancy. So what have they been doing? Are they reaching out to the minister? Are they reaching out to JAM? We're not hearing anything from them. Have they called? What is their constituents? The people they represent. What are they saying? Are they getting that message across? That's why they are called House of Representatives. So that's it. And then the people, are we sending messages to them? Are we? You understand? Are we reaching? You see, people have their number because before they ran for office, they gave out their numbers. You understand? They gave out their numbers to people so that they needed to reach people there. So people have at least one of their general numbers. It is when they get into office that they stop using that number or picking it. But you still have it. If you inundate those numbers that are known to us, if we inundate it with messages, they will get on the floor and say, this is not what my people want. You understand?
Okay.
So, yeah, that means are they representatives of the people? Are they conveying the feeling of the people that they represent?
All right, Comrade DJ Shokwe, we have about 4 minutes to spend on the program now. Let's move away from that. There is this screaming
All right.
headline on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, which I want us to address in the next 3-4 minutes. It says Nigerians perplexed under Tinubu's government. Afenifere laments crippling hunger, runaway inflation, and quite a number of other issues now. Raising alarm. Another thing they said is raise alarm over harassment of media, saying Nigerians are perplexed under Tinubu's government. What do you make out of that statement coming from Afenifere?
Well, when you say perplexed, I mean, that's a very serious one. That means people are confused, they don't know what to do, and stuff like that. Isn't it looking like it?
I was going to ask you that. Is that not the true reflection of what the happenings?
Look, even almost a year back, when all of this started, I remember one particular woman telling me that she goes to the, and I mean, a middle, what do you call it? Middle level woman, whose husband, what to do. She said she doesn't even worry herself anymore. She just goes to the market with what is in her possession and do what she can do with it. You understand? Don't you experience the same thing? I mean, don't you experience the same thing? That's why I call our women. And when I mean our women, our mothers, our sisters, our wives, that's what I call them managers. I call my wife a manager.
Yeah, that's what they are now.
They are great managers, resources, and beyond financial resources. They are great managers, and we've got to give it to them that they are true managers. So if you now have a wife that says, "Oh, the money is not enough, bring money," that will affect the man. You understand? That will affect the man because that is probably making you look like you are not capable. You understand? And if you are not capable, that one has a mental psychological effect on you over the other hours, then you start looking for money by all means. You understand? Rational or irrational. So that is the location Nigerians are. It is the honest, brutal truth. The only relief that seems to be coming our way now is about food. You understand? And let us not deceive ourselves. It is weather assisted. Because this is harvest season. So what happens after harvest season? What happens again? I told you I was looking forward to October, thereabout, that there will be some relief. Yes, there might be some relief by October. But look at the PMSC now. Even it is saying that they cannot even sell it at 600 as we speak. But they will have to explain to us, if you remove the cost of landing costs, or the shipment, taxes, for God's sake, there must be some relief coming the way of Nigeria.
Okay.
It is a worrisome one.
Comrade Adeji.
And let me add this way.
Okay, please.
NNPC bought Oando Retail, and then OBH, the marketing arm of Oando Retail, has now swallowed NNPC Retail. It looks like government magical. They say some people are telling me that it is asset stripping. You remember asset stripping?
Yes.
You will buy those who bought Nitel. What did they do with it? Nitel assets all over the nation. They just stripped it. Nigeria Airways, the same thing. Asset stripping. Ahead of going public, they are stripping assets of NNPC.
Comrade Adeji, we'll talk more on this, particularly, especially as regards PMS on the program tomorrow morning when we have more time to spend on the program. Thank you very much, Comrade Adeji.
My pleasure. Always do have a fruitful day. God bless you, and God bless this union.
Amen. That was a seasoned broadcaster and political analyst, Comrade Adeji Ajishokwe, giving his own perspectives on the issues raised on the program this morning. Well, that's the much time permits us to take on the program this morning, because in a short while we'll be joining Tunde Adedoko and his crew on the program on Bayo. Stay tuned to your number one radio dial, Solutions 93.9 FM. My name is Adedamola. LAFFY. And as I leave, I want to leave you with the music of this great man, if not the probably one of the greatest musicians the world ever produced. That is talking about Michael Joseph Jackson, who would have today will have been his birthday, but we celebrate his posthumous birthday, born on this day in the year 1958. So from me, I'm saying good morning and wishing every one of us a very fruitful day ahead.
Like the river Jordan, and I will then say to thee, you are my friend. Carry me like you are my brother. Love me like a mother. Will you be there?